It's news hour on Aflao TV, the heart of Africa, and we welcome you to this edition. We're transmitting live from Avoima Aflao in the Ketu South municipality of the Volta region. You can get us live on Facebook, YouTube, and other social media handles. We invite individuals, institutions, and the general public to sponsor our programs in order to deliver quality programming to our audience. Reach us on our marketing contacts for a unique partnership. In this edition of our news bulletin, priests and priestesses hold final ritual performances at Aflao in the Ketu South municipality of the Volta region. Rainstorm disaster hit Beja Senior High School in the whole West District of the Volta region. The Ghana Great Company, Greatco, says the country is not back to the days of Jumso. Across our borders, we will take you to Seychelles, which will open up to all tourists from 25th March 2021. This and many more with sports and entertainment news will be with you. Stay tuned. My name is Rebecca Okulu Akoli. Now the news in details. The Aflao Traditional Council has held its final ritual performance to the gods known as Dulegba and Tokli Legba, located in the Aflao township in the Ketu South municipality of the Volta region. The series of rituals were organized to curb the spread of COVID-19 and to put a stop to uncultural practices such as those of LGBTQs, which have been in the news for some time now, including whether or not the country should legalize their activities or not.
The week-long series of rituals and sacrifices were organized at the instance of the paramount chief of the Aflao traditional area, Tobi Amenya Fiti V. A procession of the traditional priests also formed part of the event. Some of the delegates and traditionalists of the traditional area came from Aflao Sagbado in the Republic of Togo to join hands with their Ghanaian counterparts in offering prayers and sacrifices to the gods of the land under one of their leaders, Hunwaga Daudi Swajede. Hunwaga Swajede spoke to Aflao TV in the palace of Togi Fiti V about their mission for being part of the program.
Nous inchimi va refia kwenye ba Tobiga Fiti ajongaga kpomi ba dolele yona va jukomo ne minya COVID-19 ya bongbogble nka mi o hafi dolele la te ito ha nye gbododora mi abo de komu mi abo togwe subo wa to ko ma ji so so ikana vai egba akpemi togo hunu kwatan ina so Aflao Sagbado Aflao Gakle mi abo Ghana mon to chan le fia bo mi aba pere ye nchi ne gbododora komu alebona ne dolele ya ne batem ayito nchi fafa ne bava mi abo Aflao nyigbaji shi nchi fafa ne bava mi abo Togo manyigbaji bava Ghana manyigbaji nchi fafa ne ba no shi kekum ne kwatam kwa mi va fia mi ba Togbe Fiti benkoma ye ba taje mi na nyiru ha file no ya wo ko gba fifia ti mi le fia mi le gbododora mo na jo kwata tabo na aposha po mo na fa ko sha ko mo na fa na mo re to shigbe ashigbo na nyu re to agbegbo na nyu le lo ya nchi mi ba ro ma anyigba ya jimi le akple jia ti mi le na wani mi be lamosene no miashi na mi le sesi da mi atan ya shia ya gble mi la wodo galava de mi mi aba do ya mi je gomo hoho hafi achike ya bo nya baba wolobe ya mi kplɔɖo mi ɖo la li nye mi adem mi tɔgbiwo be subɔsubɔ elabena dɔléle va anyigba ya dzi afã ko mi tɔgbiwo kana sana vɔ ye o hana poto ŋɔli o hana vodzowo vovitɔ nye vodzo anyigbatɔ sakpate no gbe hin ko do avɔna ke bohua mi anɔ ya tsa wɔ anɔ yovowo tsa tɔwo nye dzukɔla tɔ ya boɖo mi mate gbe ta mi awɔ tsa fa akpe.
The other dignitaries of the delegation also voiced out their say on the rise of COVID-19 cases in the country. They also condemned the activities of the LGBTQs, saying the practice would ruin the nation.
Nsumati ada nsuo yetai mawu nyong won suru nsumati mwa batro ataruku atrozo nyong awo ke emo ke nya gojeje vo dada mi dada le mawu besiaji ta nyomi poto le megbene togbio le megbene dekonwa be mia jagbagba kaka nene fo mmowa na dogora le Afrika.
Nyong ple nyong be gododo alo be unonio de dia menye mia Afrika to ngo nsu ple nsu ade wa nonio menye Afrika vi be ngono voa nembe nene fongwa agede fumade me l'Africa nyigbanji alo le afere me ke ejebe mia chitre de manti elabe mia de nyigba Africa nyigba ekolenti eselenti mia togbu yo tujwa vaya uso nsere tujwa inabe mia Africa toa nele kpo no fu amwe ofifia la kpo be umegbanye ameke le afonto wabe nono motro yene le kpo sire kala nyabe chaka de du ba gbema elabe wi tamoglona na udu kona nyigba menyem ya dengbenyu udu kona nyigba.
The arbitrator of the group from Togo, Unuaga Posu, also regretted about the LGBTQ practice in the country, adding that it is sad that some youths of the country are said to be engaging in such uncultural acts. He pleaded with God not to end the world soon if indeed it is his plan to end the world with COVID-19 and the LGBTQ canker.
Mojo body, let the Nigba Colanchi. Emi or Muma Quamida, Kafla. Muma, Yakboba TV Mokolozella. Because we voted for the Dr. Mumpato Bunazi Dagba Colonel. Maza Munu. Mimo Melato Bio Bongolicon, Yamama Bongolio. The pass over John Uber, meet the cuckoo. Niji Planigba, Nanya Melania Joa. Togui a holo mama no ho avamana onemi ni chiagbo fi masu wo ko du na Africa yin gbajere no plek power direct po.
Now, still in the traditional religion sector, the secretary to the Aflao Dekonu Central Committee, Tronwa Saji, has stated that the need for the Aflao Traditional Council to annually undertake these rituals and sacrifices cannot be overemphasized. According to him, the spiritual significance of these rituals to gods of the land cannot be quantified in monetary terms, adding that these rituals and sacrifices, which are made with drinks and animals, inure to the benefit of the people in particular and the country in general. Speaking to Aflao TV in an interview at the event, Tronwa Saji called on Ghanaians to recognize the role of traditional religion in their lives.
Dolela ngunachi miapo do mo do penyo katanava amewo mo doji mo kpo do mo donava no amewo viji mo vi ponji ngunava ye nyavo victor ka ha gale nye be ntuklo pe gbododo nyare vava yemi kafa mi senya mo ha tanwi mia o na ngma ngunachi na mare nto do susu bara rebe ya ga ko anu mo ma na miapo gbogbo na lamama na doma na vole miapo juama yema alaba ntuklo gbododo nyonpo gbododo ava ngblan le jukakatan alaba nyongu ho ga tupo no mo ntu ho mo ga bele no osro o ta susu mata mi jibe mia awo vosaya ne mia chi dodole mon ta mia po mon popo ke mi jibe mia kpo le vosaya me gbe nye be ngom kata na chi evufoku ho jojo le djuame evu na janyi moto na janyi pra mo na ku jereka le towi togbogboa na evufoku de jo le tepa de cha wo lo nagu le tepa ka ke fifia mi me ga ngmo mo ta ba na be evufoku va gbogbo don reji ta mia po mon popo nye be ngia mi ofia mi logu le djuame kwa evufoku mo kata wo na chi dagbenava ye nyatepototo ha le kpafa mi ka fa gbo je mi ato nyatepo ne mi anonio le djuame huno afiao pele pastor de kongo lo kata ma shama na no nyatepoto no nonio aleba na djuame na fa mi ano ta mi apa mo popo yi kenya ngia mi ofia mi akpo mo na nyo mo grofia mo mi jibe mi akpo mo na ma dagben lamse na so mi ashi.
That was the secretary to the Aflao the Konu Central Committee. We now take a breather. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back from that quick break, and now we move on to other stories. The Kpeja Senior High School in the whole West District of the Volta region has been hit by a severe rainstorm that caused havoc to several structures on the school compound, including the school library and the entire administration block. The incident, which occurred on Thursday evening, has affected both the academic and the related activities of the school. School authorities are therefore urgently appealing for help in order to have a full-scale academic work in the school.
The Kpeja Senior High School is one of the oldest second-cycle institutions in the Volta region. The latest rainstorm disaster that hit the school has not only traumatized both staff and students, but also put the entire academic calendar of the school in jeopardy. The entire administration block of the school had its roofing completely damaged. Some classrooms and the school library were not spared at all. Likewise, the Science Resource Center, which also had its physics, chemistry, and biology laboratories destroyed by the rainstorm. The disaster, which is the first of its kind in several years, took place at a time when school authorities are preparing to admit first years into the school. The headmaster, staff, and students are therefore appealing to government, philanthropists, NGOs, the old students' body, the Member of Parliament for the area, and the whole West District Assembly, as well as the entire general public, to immediately come to the aid of the school. The headmaster of the school, Mr. Yoram Gaduto, told Aflao TV in an interview that the destruction caused by the disaster is huge, adding that the students cannot use these facilities again until something is done about the situation.
There was a rainstorm which destroyed some facilities in the school. Actually, our Science Resource Center lab, which accommodates the physics, chemistry, biology, ICT, and home economics lab, the roof has been ripped off. The library, which is just behind me, the roof ripped off. The new administration block being built up there, the roof taken off. Some trees have been seriously damaged on campus. The electricity lines damaged as we speak now. ECG is around fixing the lines back. This has affected academic work seriously because these are the facilities we use for our classes and then teaching and learning. Now that they are off, students will not be able to use the place again until some repair work is done on it. We want to, as a school, seriously appeal to the government and philanthropists, individuals, groups, organizations, listening and watching us now, that it's a serious distraction at Kpeja Senior High School, and we want them to come as quickly as possible to our aid. We have started admitting the first years, and by next week they will be in school. These are the facilities they will be using. We plead that attention is given us as quickly as possible so that we can continue with effective academic work.
We now move away from Peja in the Volta region to the world of business, because in business, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, says its major expectations from the Trade Minister, Ellen Tremonti, is the establishment of Traders Bank. According to the association, although talks had begun to rise a plan in previous years, the COVID-19 pandemic halted its progress. Speaking to City Business News on the issue, President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, believed that the establishment of the Traders Bank will help reduce significantly the cost of credit for his members.
Mr. Alan Tramantin is among the ministers who were retained in their ministries after the president's first tenure of office. He was among the ministerial nominees recently approved by Parliament after undergoing the vetting process. GUTA has been at the forefront of calls for a reduction in the lending rates in the country, as it argues that the current rate makes borrowing very difficult and expensive. It had earlier indicated that it will require access to cheaper credit to be able to take full advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. It argued, for instance, that the commencement of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement means it will now have to compete with businesses from other African countries who have access to credit facilities at lower rates than are currently being offered in Ghana. GUTA therefore believes that the establishment of the Traders Bank will do the magic for them, adding that this is one of the major expectations they are hoping from the retained.
Now away from GUTA, still in business, Corporate Communications Manager at the Ghana Great Company Limited, GREDCO, Mr. Ebenezer Amankwa, says the country is now back to days of the protracted erratic power supply, popularly known as DUMSO. In a statement released by the company relating to the power outages in recent days, GREDCO said last Sunday's power shutdown across the country was due to a technical fault on one of their major lines between Prisia and Obuasi.
According to Mr. Mankwa, the situation led to overloads on other adjacent transmission lines, leading to a sequence of trips and an eventual power system shutdown in the country, adding that engineers of the team were able to address the problem within a specified period of time. Sunday's power situation also tripped other agency transmission lines, which easily caused a total power shutdown across the country. According to the Corporate Communications Manager, DUMSO is not back, adding that the country has adequate generation capacity to meet demand. Issues like this happen when there is gas flow and other few challenges, but the assurance is that we have qualified engineers and a technical team who are on standby to address some of these challenges, Mr. Mankwa stated. In his view, Sunday was a clear example of GREDCO's commitment to ensure a stable power system for all Ghanaians to enjoy. It is frustrating to sleep without light, and I share everybody's concerns. It's really painful when you are working and all of a sudden there is no power, but we are working to ensure we don't encounter such problems again into the future. But it does not mean everything will be smooth for every year. It's a power system, infrastructure system we are using, so challenges might occur here and there, as we can assure you that DUMSO is not back, Mr. Mankwa stated.
We now take a break, after which we bring you the sports and entertainment news. Welcome back from that quick break, and we now move to sports. The Black Satellite forward player Joseph Barnes is determined to represent Ghana at the highest level after switching allegiance from the country of his birth to play for the West Africans. Born in Germany, Barnes is currently with the Black Satellite team at the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations in Mauritania, and made a history since Ghana won the tournament on Saturday.
Although Joseph Barnes has dreams of succeeding with the junior team, the son of the former Ghana international soccer star, Sebastian Barnes, is also bidding his way into the Black Stars teams. Barnes told the Confederacy of African Football online portal that he is very confident in his abilities, adding that he can do it in the next 2 or 3 years in order to get the opportunity to play for the Black Stars. The 19-year-old footballer star has spent most of his life in Germany but expressed interest in learning the Ghanaian languages. My teammates are teaching me and I am trying to learn a bit, but it's difficult. Hopefully, soon I will be good, Barnes told the news team in the interview.
Still in sport, the 2021 Confederacy African Football CAF Under-17 African Cup of Nations AFCON tournament has been cancelled with immediate effect. The Youth Championship was scheduled to start in the host nation Morocco from March 13 to 31, according to an earlier confirmation from the continent's football governing body. With less than a week to the start of the tournament, CAF at an emergency committee meeting has taken the decision to cancel the tournament.
Although the committee was impressed with the Under-20 AFCON recently concluded in Mauritania, they believe that cancelling the Under-17 African Cup of Nations is the best decision. The decision comes on the back of calls from many who believed it was not important to have the tournament when FIFA had already cancelled the Under-17 World Cup. Meanwhile, CAF is preparing for the resumption of the qualifying matches for the 2022 AFCON tournament later this month. The Black Stars of Ghana will be expected to play against South Africa as well as South.
Now to the world of entertainment. Aflao TV's chief video editor Solomon Agbedre has been nominated to contest for the Best Video Editor of the Year award slot in the 2021 Volta and OT Regions Filmmakers Award competition, scheduled to be held later in the year. Solomon has entered the contest under his two-show multimedia title with 241 as his code.
The Filmmakers Award competition has been introduced to recognize the efforts of hard-working personalities and individuals in the film and movie industry. This is the first time the competition is being held jointly by the two sister regions, so as to also encourage the young and talented minds in the two regions to aspire to achieve greater heights. Voting for the nominees for this maiden edition of the competition will end on Friday, 16th April 2021. Management of Aflao TV is calling on the general public to massively vote for Solomon with the code 241 so as to bring the award home. Charity, it is said, begins at home. All and sundry can log in to www.ultimateelections.com so as to vote for Solomon Agodre.
This is my first time in the competition as the best editor of the year, and this is also the first time of introducing this kind of award in Volta and OT region. Okay, I urge all my fans and cherished viewers who are watching me right now that they should vote for me to take this award. My production house is To Show Multimedia. Most of my works are on YouTube as To Show Multimedia and Away Films on YouTube, and I'm on Facebook, Solomon To Show. Le Fifiama, le Volta region, plus OT region, mima wo award ba mi ya tog big po, ba film wo no. Aka mi wa je ban to ikemi gade award wo na ma. Eye nya ha nya je ban to ya ma gade award ba mi ya ma. My blog like a cadaji ba To Show Multimedia. Ikanya dana film gade tona mikbona le TV station sao pela tapa gade o le YouTube pela Facebook kawa anyenye CEO na To Show Multimedia. Nye je ban to ya ma gade award ba na ya ma. Ma kakane jinam nya nupolo kata pela ameo kata pona nya film sao ba na wada konam na ma ho award ya. To vote for me, the short code is 241. 241. To Show Multimedia, you use the short code 241 and follow the steps. Ma jibe ameshamike a jibe ya dakonama wa dakonam to number of enne plus de ka ji no anyeba zana phone de share de kwa atema dakonam le number maji et steps yo katante gana la afi adakwa na To Show Multimedia apoga la filma film saoli akoyama films get the dogacho To Show Multimedia. I'll be releasing some of my films in this year, and I urge every viewer or everyone watching me right now to subscribe to my YouTube channel Away Films and watch most of my works. Thanks.
That was Solomon there. To vote for Solomon, remember his code is 241 and vote for him. And still in the world of entertainment, American songwriter and songstress Honey, born Brittany Newman, has strongly refuted allegations that she purposely came to Ghana to subtly push for acceptance of LGBTQ right behind the scenes. She remarked, "I don't believe that everyone is here to support LGBTQ rights in Ghana." According to the songstress, she personally came to Ghana because of her music career.
Annie, who is signed onto international record label NMS Records and does genres that includes R&B, hip-hop and country music, revealed to Amansa Krachi on Castle FM in Cape Coast in the central region that some artists come to Ghana for LGBTQ rights and activities. Some international or American artists do come here to support the LGBTQ rights behind the scenes, but I don't have that agenda, so I can't really speak on the issue, she ended. Some of the UK's influential names in fashion, film and media, including Idris Elba, Naomi Campbell and the Vogue editor-in-chief Edward Enninfo, have signed an open letter in support of Ghana's LGBTQ community.
We'll be back after this breather with international news. now move beyond the borders of Ghana, where Seychelles is opening up to receive visitors from around the world from 25th March 2021, irrespective of whether they are vaccinated or not. The island country with its capital, Victoria, is a major tourism destination of the world. South Africans will, however, not be allowed to enter the country until further notice. There is more in the following video.
Seychelles is an island chain in the Indian Ocean at the eastern edge of the Somali Sea. About 15% of the formal workforce is directly employed in tourism. Employment in construction, banking, transport, and other activities are closely tied to the tourist industry. In January this year, Seychelles had announced that it had opened up to vaccinated travelers from across the globe. The country's Foreign Affairs and Tourism Minister, Sylvester Radegonde, announced that visitors will now only be required to present a negative COVID test taken 72 hours prior to departure. There will be no quarantine requirements nor restrictions on movement upon entry into Seychelles. Additionally, the minimum stay in establishments upon arrival will no longer be applicable. However, visitors will still be required to adhere to other public health measures put in place, including wearing of face masks, social distancing, regular sanitization, or washing of hands. About 16,650 tourists annually visited Seychelles, averagely from 2000 until 2021, when it hit a record low of 22 in April 2020 due to the coronavirus pandemic.
And that is how we wrap up today's bulletin. And you have been hearing that the priests and priestesses hold final ritual performances at Aflao in the Ketu South municipality of the Volta region. Also, rainstorm disaster hit Beje Senior High School in the whole West District of the Volta region. Also, the Ghana Grid Company Limited, Gridco, says the company is not back to Dumso yet. And also, across our borders, we take you to Seychelles, where they've opened their doors for anyone who is ready to transact businesses with them. My name is Rebecca Oklu Akoli. Thanks to my crew and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.